nicely. Okay. All right. From what I hear, we'll be officially starting in about 5 minutes. I'm Guillaume Kloop from the Netherlands, from the organization Validate Tech. And what we do is we work primarily with startups and to a certain degree also investors, as some of yourselves. And our primary objective is to make sure that startups actually get to that next level and that investors have these opportunities to really get involved with these startups. With that being said, we're kind of jump into some other introductions. I do see that Jordan is also with us. Jordan, care to give a short introduction as to who you are, what you do, and what makes you amazing?
No, I don't want to today. Let's pass. I've always wanted to say that in a public forum. There's only 5 people, so it's not so scandalous anymore. I'm Jordan Wabe. It's 7 in the morning, my time in Silicon Valley in San Jose. Always a pleasure to be with the Unicorn Battles. I'm managing director of Silicon Valley Venture Group, also part of the syndicate that this organization put in the United States. My background is I'm a techie by definition, and I've done a few things. We typically invest in companies in tech that have rounds between $300 to $3 million, maybe $5 million at times, and we write checks between $30,000 to $300,000. Our goal is to improve the human condition. So in today's world, that means a lot to everybody, so no need to elaborate on that. But generally speaking, we like hardware, we like software, we like all enterprise class B2B or B2B2C. If you're pitching today, this is an opportunity for you. I hope you do well. If you get questions, try to keep the answers short. And the investors here are here to probe and prod and open you up to see what's on the inside. So, do what you need to do to win us over, but yet don't be so cagey that you don't tell us what we want to hear. And it's always a pleasure to meet folks across the world. Thank you, Zoom, for making this happen.
Exactly. All right. With that said, going on to the next judge, Vincent. Can you give a amazing follow-up to what Jordan had to say?
I will do my best. I'm Vincent. I'm based in Barcelona, but I work for Mac49 as a principal in corporate investing. Mac49 is a Silicon Valley-based company. What we do is we help corporate venture capital. We help corporations set up corporate venture capital units, and we help them create deal flow and evaluate targets and negotiate deals with a system of partner in residence. We work across all sorts of different sectors. My own focus right now is mostly in clean tech, but that's it's not written in stone. It's just because that's what my clients focus on, and I'm very happy to be here, and I look forward to hearing about all these new startups.
All right. And what kind of startups are you looking for?
What kind of startups we're looking for? It depends on our client. So it covers seed to Series B, and it can be it's very broad. So there are my clients, as I say, are mostly focused on clean tech and anything to do with digitalization of their industry. But my colleagues are ranging from healthcare to food and beverages to software and so forth. So,
All right. Okay, and then we'll move on to Thomas. Thomas, do you have an amazing introduction of yourself, sir?
Hello, thanks guys. My name is Tomasz Zappan. I am based in Warsaw. I have got very extensive experience in financial markets, having traded and being a portfolio manager for a number of years. And recently I quit my cozy corporate job and started building my own fintech startup focusing on real-time forecasting of US economy. So this is what I'm doing now. So I'm very much interested in the startups, in entrepreneurship, and also in addition, I am a very avid traveler. I like also playing chess and poker, and I read a lot of books. So that's all about me in a nutshell.
All right, awesome. And then we have Judge Onur. Onur, can you give a great introduction to yourself?
Sure. Hi, this is Onur speaking from Istanbul. I'm based in Istanbul as well as London. I'm an experienced investment banker with about 18 years of corporate finance experience, and I've been investing in startups in the last 6-7 years with a portfolio spanning Singapore, Turkey, as well as the UK Western markets. I'm quite interested in fintech, being a banker, logistics tech, clean tech, as well as diversified industrials, SaaS businesses. And I also support pre-seed to pre-series A startups on their fundraising and corporate strategy efforts as well in an advisor capacity. And hopefully I will be launching a stealth mode VC over the next 6 to 9 months.
Awesome, awesome. All right. With that said, we're gonna jump into Gaio. Gaio, do you have a great introduction to what you do, what you're passionate about?
Thank you very much, and I'm glad to be invited to this event. This is not my first connection with the Netherlands. In the past, I have engagement as a consultant in agribusiness sector while I was doing my second master's at Wageningen University and its research center, respectively. Nevertheless, I generally work on the region of Southeast, Eastern, and Central Europe as a consultant. That's what I do aside of my employment. And as my current employment, I'm a CFO of Fashion Union LLC, which is turned startup to leading clothing manufacturer specialized in the production of light knitwear. We are generally exporting-oriented a company who exports to the German-speaking country. So it's the DACH region, and in the past 6 months, we are developing the UK market. Aside of that, I'm a keen entrepreneur and working on my second startup parallelly with my work. And I generally serve as the CEO of AimCube Limited, which is a UK-based fintech startup enterprise that developed an innovative global trading platform with an artificial intelligence overlay. So in the past, I first started in a corporate world, then moved to the smaller environment where I find it more appealing and where I can use all the skills that I acquired through the years. Additionally, I serve as a CEO of the Serbian Management Association, which is a non-for-profit organization and generally a think tank organization. And we work to attract investors and everything that could help to develop the SMB sector in Serbia and in the region of Southeast Europe. So aside of that, I'm an angel investor, and also I represent a group of investors who are keen to invest in deep tech, med tech, fintech, and anything that has the potential of growth on a global scale. So guys, I'm really keen to learn more about your ecosystem, to hear more about your startups, and potentially we are going to make this a tradition. So I'm really glad to have the opportunity to be here and to learn about today's startups who are ready to pitch. So thank you very much.
Gaio, I have a question for you.
I'm looking forward to Jordan.
When do you sleep?
I don't sleep. That's honest.
When do you have time to do anything other than work, my friend?
Well, I sleep around 4 to 5 hours a day. That's a bit strange, because I try to be present to this network and learn more as much as I can about the startup environment in the interesting countries. Nevertheless, my work is like any other.
It's
Works
just very impressive,
full-time.
extremely impressive.
It's
Very
8 to
impressive.
10 hours a day at least, and I
Yes,
try
sir.
to use every spare moment for my startup endeavor. Yeah.
Okay, he has
Thank you.
definitely, we know he has a very understanding wife.
Well, to be honest, it could be perceived as an escape from a family. I have a daughter who is 10 years old and a wife who also asks for time. Nevertheless, yeah, I mean, aside of this joke, I really like learning about the startups, and that's definitely something what is the future of the entrepreneurship. Yeah.
All right. Then we'll go over to another very busy bee, Mr. Gary Fowler. Gary.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Good to see you guys today, and good to see some familiar faces. I'm Gary Fowler. I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I built 17 startups and 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai. I am the CEO, president, and co-founder of GSD Get Shit Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in Silicon Valley. In Jordan, I'm in Silicon Valley right now, by the way, at my house. Anyhow, we love artificial intelligence, quantum computing. We have a hyper accelerator called GSD Labs, and also a venture studio. So keen and interested to see these incredible companies today. Thank you.
All right, awesome. And then we have Judge Gernot Singer. Gernot, do you have an awesome introduction?
Let's see. I'm Gernot. I'm based in Vienna, in Austria. I used to be entrepreneur, founder myself. I operated a search engine for properties in Austria and in Germany over 8 years, and then exited to Scout24. And since over 2 years, I'm a full-time business angel, so I'm quite active in the Austrian scene. I don't have a focus on topics, but yeah, I like to bring ideas, people, and sometimes money together, and it's a lot of fun. As I said, I'm well connected in Austria. I'm an active mentor. I'm part of the Austrian Angel Investors Association, and yeah, that's probably me. And I have a 4 and 8-year-old son besides me in the living room. So if I drop out suddenly, it's not because of boring bitches. It's because of demanding kids in the background. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to listen to all of you.
Definitely. I think all of these pitches will be awesome. And this is for all of the startups presenting. Just make sure that you really keep it simple, really keep it straightforward, really sell it to us with passion and with expertise so that we know what you're talking about and we can understand what you actually need. And with that being said, we're going to go to our first startup. Mind you, every startup has 3 minutes and 3 minutes for 3 minutes to pitch and 3 minutes for questions. First up, we have Ask Nestor. Ask Nestor, are you guys ready?
We are ready. Thank you very much. I'll try to share my screen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Do you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. You let me know when I can get going.
No.
Good to go.
Okay, way to go. So thank you very much, everybody. My name is David. I'm from Ask Nestor. We're a B2B prop tech startup. We're transforming the tenant experience in buildings. That's what you have today in buildings. If you're living in an apartment building, you're in an elevator, poor communication, you see these announcements, there's inefficient service delivery, outdated technology. The result, unhappy clients and loss of business for properties, for companies, for investors. So we think we need to deliver a better tenant experience. Today, we can do this with our product, efficient communication. We have practical services. We build a community, but in the future, our next step will be using blockchain technology and what the blockchain and real estate offers to go into smart contracts and other advanced technologies, improving these processes. This we can do both, whether it's at home in buildings where you live, or we can do this at work in buildings where our clients work. So our application and platform connects buildings to the future. Every building has its own platform and application. It's easy to use, multi-language, multi-building, available EU-wide. And of course, with that, the client gets, I see it's flipping a bit fast here on the networks. Just give a short second. Everything, the client gets everything you need to get started on the application. And of course, you get a great team. This is Ask Nestor. We're 7 people. We're deeply connected in the PropTech world through PropTech Lab and the European PropTech Association with our product. It's the network. Let me quickly check. Yeah, it flips. And obviously we have great clients that we signed since last year. This is one of the big Belgian or French banks, BNP Paribas Fortis. We launched this platform of tenant experience to 5,000 employees. We do this equally in companies, but also in residences. And I wait again until my slide here turns one too fast. Bear with me. I'm not sure whether it flips back. Anyway, we also do this in residential buildings. Here we go. So this is, for example, Trevi, big residential property manager. They install our platform and application for the very same reason, improving tenant experience. Where we are, please join us for the ride. We're doing 650K annual average recurring revenue. And we're looking for about 300 to 500K this year in order to fund our EU expansion and the scaling. What's here, it's sold, and what's further is to come. We have a really great client base of important clients in the real estate. And our goal is very simple. We want to transform the tenant experience and core building processes in every European building with our platform.
All right. Well, you just made it. All right. Since the main questions are usually one of 2 questions, you already answered your the first ask, like how much you're looking to raise. Second question that always comes up: what are your biggest hurdles? Where do you actually also need help other than the cash?
Okay, very good. I think what's the real estate industry or PropTech industry today is in a transformation. The industry is like 10, 20 years back. So there's a lot of innovation and people asking themselves, well, how can we get where we want to get to make these processes easier and to improve the tenant experience? We need help in answering these questions. Innovation to create not the product that we already have and sell, but to really take a quantum leap in where we want to be in 5 or 10 years.
All right. Judges, who has a question for Ask Nestor?
Hi, David. Great presentation, right on time. You almost covered everything that interests us as judges in general. My question would be more focused on your competitive landscape. Who are your competitors and what makes you attractive? What is your competitive advantage?
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have competitors in the US as H2O management companies or tenant experience companies that are heavily invested in technology. They focus on the big corporates to improve the building technology. We see in Europe, the landscape is less competitive, but also there we have a lot of investment into technology. And what we are doing with Ask Nestor, we're going more to the user experience and a bit less into pure technology. I think that's where we can compete. I also think our competitive advantage is more in the residential market because we have huge American companies that are very strong in the large corporate market.
Thank you, David. And can I ask one additional small question? As I see that you have pretty solid revenue, it tells a lot about the potential of your growing business. Nevertheless, can you tell me how long you've been operating? When exactly you have commenced your operations?
Yeah, fantastic question. We made a pivot last year. We were a traditional service company in real estate for the last 6 years. We created revenue, became pretty fast competitive. We earned money.
Okay.
And we were though bootstrapped and invested this money in a digital platform in 2021. So we have clients and we have revenue, we have profitability, and we saw that we need to go from traditional pivot to the digital platform. So that's where our revenue comes from, and all our clients. Yesterday, we launched BNP Paribas Bank with 5,000 employees to the digital platform. Yesterday, today we counted 500 employees, almost 10% already signed up to the platform. So we transporting people from traditional to digital.
Great answer, and looking forward to interact. I would leave it up to Gary to continue, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Right, Gary. Hit them.
Yeah. So it sounds interesting. A couple of things. How long is that money going to last? So you're going to raise 300,000 to 500,000. How long is that going to last? What's the runway based on that?
It's a good question. It's hard for me to answer because we're making yearly with the platform already delivered and on the market. If we not continue to invest, we're profitable at 30 to 60K EBITDA each year. So we have a runway as long as we want. But if we do that, we will be taken over by competition. So we're evaluating today. I think we need to invest 100 to 200,000 euro in development and about 100 to 150K in sales and marketing.
Yeah. So my first thing, it doesn't sound right. Okay. It sounds like it's too low. It sounds like it should be 3 or 4 times what you're saying now. And so if you want to have a conversation, we can talk about it offline. It's interesting and exciting, but you can't be conservative in this. It sounds like you're taking a conservative approach. You got to get out and, as we say, get shit done, right? So move as fast as you can. If you got something cool, it's like having a Ferrari. You don't want to keep the Ferrari in the garage. You got to take it out, run it down the block, and win Formula One.
Thank you very much for the feedback.
Sure.
All right. Then leave your contacts in the chat box. Last question, Thomas, what do you have for Ask Nestor?
So quick question. So you said that you just signed up a bank as your customer, and I'm just wondering, being in the PropTech area, do you target more landlords, i.e. the owners of the buildings, or the actual companies? Yeah, because sometimes they are just not the same. Yeah,
it's pure B2B. We're selling to the building management companies, the representative groups of the landlords or big companies. It's never directly to the user. So it's pure B2B, 2-year contracts, fixed monthly recurring revenues.
I think the question is, are you engaging the owner of the land, of the asset, or are you engaging the management company? And I'm hearing it doesn't really matter. Whoever wants to take it, you'll go there.
Yeah, right? We sell to them, but the end user is really the tenant living in the building. But the bill is paid for that from the management company.
David, for future reference, once the question that Gary asked about how much the money, I would strongly suggest a stronger, more fantastic answer than I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Got that.
All right. Okay, then take that with you. Judges, don't forget to also vote how high of a score you put for Ask Nestor. And with that being said, we're going to go over to our next startup, DeFi. DeFi, are you ready? All right. Almost.
Yeah. Hi, are you able to see my pitch deck?
No, we're seeing your folder.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Are you able to see this?
Yes, now we see your pitch deck,
Great.
presentation mode, and good to go. 3 minutes and go.
Hi everyone. I'm Chanukya, founder of DeFi. We are a global data science community with over 100K plus AI enthusiasts and specialists. And our mission is to help people learn and build AI for all. That's the core objective with which we started. And before I delve deeper into what we are trying to do, I would want to talk about a bit more about the problem. Today, everyone talks very highly about artificial intelligence, and it is called the new electricity. And over 340 billion is being spent on AI alone by companies in 2021. But the ground reality is there's shortage of industry-ready talent. There's lack of awareness about data practices, and production of AI becomes too tougher. And to top it all, more than 85% of the AI projects fail to drive impact. And these are some of the problems I witnessed myself firsthand while working as a data scientist. And it compelled me to solve this problem by starting DeFi, where we want to empower the world by helping them learn and build AI for all. And currently we have 2 products. One is a AI marketplace where anyone can buy ML algorithms and seamlessly integrate into their products within no time. That is still in its MVP phase, where we have hosted over 100 plus ML hackathons across various industries, and we have helped some of the biggest enterprises like Cisco, Alibaba, Cape Gemini, and a few other startups as well. And on the other hand, we have a community learning platform, which is an e-learning platform where anyone can learn data science for free from some of the best data scientists out there. And talking about this particular community, I mean, we have been able to impact over 100,000 learners from 150 plus countries through our free data science courses. And the love for education is something that was inspired by my mother, who is a school teacher and a single parent. She brought us up with this school of thought that education is something that can't be taken away from you, or it can't be stolen away from you, unlike the materialistic things. And that's something that's deep rooted. And today we are happy we have been able to impact several thousand learners through our community resources. And with that, let me talk a bit more about the impact we have created so far. As I already mentioned, we have impacted over 100K users through our community resources. And on the impact of the businesses, we have been able to work with several companies like Alibaba, Cisco, Gemini, and others, that we have impacted on novel projects such as earthquake predictions and safeguarding NFT ecosystem, and building social media newsfeed algorithms with the power of AI, and also through the crowdsourcing platform that we have. And yeah, I mean, it's still day one for us in building this particular ecosystem, and with an amazing team, which has empowered over 10 million plus community members in across different unicorns. We are looking forward to create much bigger impact. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Okay, thanks for that presentation. Again, core questions. How much are you raising? What do you actually need? And what's your business model?
Yeah, so talking about how much we are raising, we are currently planning to raise anything between 500K to 1 million. That's something that's on the cards. And what are we looking at in terms of our future investors or in the collaboration opportunities? We are looking for someone who has expertise in AI marketplace or in the edtech space. Any of them would work. So because we believe, like, you know, if we, I mean, we always fundamentally believe that coming together can make a lot of difference. So that's how we have grown our community to 100K. So we are looking forward to someone who has scaled stuff and probably grow from there. And talking about yeah, I mean, so how we are going to use this investment, we are going to use it in 3 ways. One is to accelerate growth, to be able to expand our team further, and build our future product, I mean, proof of product for the AI marketplace. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be happy to get any questions.
It seems like he dropped off. Anyhow, this is Gary. Let me say, so you know, Jordan echoed it the last time, but you got to be really specific about the use of funds, right? You say, well, I want 500,000 to 1 million for what? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
It's like, and I know a little bit about AI, just like many of the judges here today. But it doesn't sound like you have an idea how your business is going to expand. It doesn't sound like you know understand how to use the funds. It's critically important, right? You can have the best thing in the world, but if you can explain to me what the future is going to look like, it's not interesting. So you got to make, you know, be point on. Don't be modest, but be point on. You got to be prepared.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, if I missed out, I have already explained where we would be investing. Maybe it got cut or something. But yeah,
Well, it's not just to invest in, but you said 500,000 to $1 million, correct?
Yeah,
It can't. How can it be a range?
Yeah, so basically, like, you know, yeah, it's a range that we are looking at. Again, I mean, just to give you some context, we are looking for a runway of about 18 months to 24 months.
I understand, but it can't be a range. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like you know how to use the funds. You just got to be specific with it, because the next question is going to be, let's go down through your financial model. I want to see what it looks like, because this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the feedback. I mean, that's point taken. Yeah.
Okay, then we have a question from Vincent.
Yeah, I was about to ask about financials. So I'd like to understand better how you make money.
Yeah. So right now, again, I mean, like, you know, we would consider ourselves as a pre-revenue startup, but we have made about $40K so far through hosting different ML hackathons. So it's a one-time fee that we charge with the customers where we host an ML hackathon. But in future, what we intend to do is we want to charge for the ML algorithms that would be purchased by the clients. Okay, it will be a volume-based monthly recurring subscription. So if you're purchasing a model and if you're making 10,000 requests a month, you'll be charged some $100 for that. So it'll be a recurring subscription model in the future. And right now it is like, you know, if you're hosting a challenge, it would cost you some $3,000 or $4,000 depending on the requirement. Yeah.
But have you assessed the market, and do you have projections?
Yeah, I mean, so we are, I mean, right now we are still in the MVP, right? So far we have made about $40K dollars. And in the next 1.5 years, like, you know, again, I mean, we want to launch our product by Q2 of 2022. That's the projection. And we would want to make at least 300K in the next 1 year from there. Yeah, that's the projection that we have. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. With that said, judges, please vote on DeFi, what you think is a good score. And with that said, we'll go over to the next startup, which is Bubblydoo. Are you guys ready to do what you do?
Great name too.
Thanks for the introduction. Let's see if you guys can see my screen.
Loading. There we go. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'll start with a question. Who of you has children? Maybe, yeah. I don't. I'm 24, but I did babysit a lot. And while babysitting, I realized that the youngest one of the two really loved knights. His favorite color is blue. So I wanted to make products about Henri the Blue Knight. It was his name. And when doing that, I realized that I could not only do this for Henri, but that every child in the world could have fully personalized products for them, where they could really find themselves in and discover in a much more intuitive way about themselves and feel themselves in those stories. So I'm not the only one that thought this was interesting. 71% of consumers expect personalized products from their brands. And the world is becoming more personalized. If you look at media, if you look at medicine, shoes, everything is becoming more personalized. But if you look at children's products, it's really in its infancy. There's very little to be personalized in that space. And that's where Bubblydoo comes in. So we've built the most powerful product personalization engine. With, for example, for our board games, it has over 50 million total personalization options eventually. And it can be used, so the software can be used for books, board games, but also card games, really anything with 2D graphics. It's fully automated, so we have our own Photoshop plugin, we have our own rasterize and things like that to make sure it's all automated from idea to launch. And it has an, of course, very important intuitive experience for the end consumer on our website. So these are two examples of the product. So as you can see, I don't know if this works on your screens. So really, you can choose the family, you can choose hairstyles, skin tones, everything. The board game is really the first of its kind, and we're selling it in 5 countries at the moment. Oh, now I'm doing it again. Sorry. So last year, we've sold over 20,000 products in 4 countries with 600,000, about 600,000 in revenue, with 200% growth last year. For this year, we aim at 4 times 4.5 in revenue, so going to 2.8 million in revenue for 2022. We've got licensing deals with, among others, the Red Devils, the French Football Association, Studio 100, known in Belgium and Netherlands, but maybe not so known worldwide, but it's the Disney of Belgium and the Netherlands, MGAE, well known for their dolls, as some of the examples of our licensing partners. Our business model is really built for growth, launching in 12 countries by the end of this year, launched in the UK and Italy yesterday, actually. So licensing expansion is really one of the core ways we expand. Geographical expansion. We also have product expansion. So because our software can do any product with 2D graphics, we can really expand our product offering. And also business model expansion, that we enable anybody else to launch personalized products thanks to our software. Having a 63.15% margin. Okay, I'll go quickly. I believe the future of children's products will be personalized, and Bubblydoo aims to be the platform realizing this worldwide. We are the first one with board games, personalized. We have licensing deals and are the strongest software-wise. Having some nice deals in the pipeline with, among others, Wings Club, Paramount, Zack Entertainment nearly signed, and Uitgeverij, also a publishing house. And our market is 12.1 billion annually if you look at North America and Europe, which is the market we will be playing in by the end of this year, having 0.25% already in the Dutch-speaking market for books. This is our team, and this is what we're going for by the end of this year. So 2.8 million in revenue in North America and Europe, 1 global licensing deal launched and signed with the partner program, also where other people can launch product thanks to our software. Our customer lifetime value and thus repurchases doubled, with then the tabletop game market built, as we are the first ones there. So that's it. Sorry to go a little over time.
All right. With that said, how much cash are you looking to raise, and your business model? Shortly about that again.
Okay, so we're raising 2.4 million. This to expand to the new markets, as discussed, going to 12 new markets, to 12 countries by the end of this year. And our business model, so we sell physical products. So we deliver physical products at the doorstep of family homes, and we take a margin on that. So we have a 63.15% average margin per product sold. And we also work with licensing partners, and we pay them a fee of 7% per product sold.
All right, and then we'll go into questions. Please stop sharing, and then we'll move.
Yes, sir. Really nice product. I'm not sure how to say your name correctly, so I won't do that.
It's fine. Usually they call me Tony if it's not in Belgium, but it's Twan.
Twan. Tell me about customer acquisition cost, repeatable business, reordering. Give me a sense of the activities and the cost to acquire.
Yeah, I'll quickly show you. You guys can still see my screen, right? So we've got a 32.4 customer acquisition cost, and we aim to go to 25 customer acquisition cost by mid this year, actually. So already currently it's 28, so going down pretty quickly, mainly because we're working on CRO, which we haven't done enough last year. Then the current customer lifetime value is 52.44. And we're aiming at 77.44 by the end of this year. This mainly because we haven't done a lot of mailing in the first year, which we're currently really focused on with giving free personalized value via email, which we launched 2 weeks ago, where everybody gets, like, for example, free personalizable planes of their favorite characters, where they can play
Yeah,
together with those.
yeah,
things like
I
that.
understand. And the other question is recurring orders, repeat orders, percentage?
Yeah, so of last year's sales, so it's 30%.
A third of your business has been repeat orders?
No. So if you look at this year, so if you look at it's 1/3 of last year's sales because we're growing 3x. So if you look percentage-wise, it's 10% of this year.
I'm sorry, maybe ask you different. How many of your customers order the same or different products from you again and again and again?
Yeah, so 30%,
A third.
30%. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. Very well done.
Right. Next question.
Well, if no other questions, this is a competitive market in the US. Are you raising enough money to come into the US? Because I heard you saying you're coming to the United States, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super competitive market. What's your game plan in terms of funding?
So we're raising 2.4, and we think that's enough to go into the US. What makes us pretty unique is that we have the board game and can do card games and can do all these other products that nobody else can. So we're the first ones in that space. Also with the licensing deal. So currently, we're signing Zach Entertainment somewhere in the coming weeks, which is from Miraculous, one of the top brands for children worldwide. So because we have these licensing deals on the one hand, and secondly, we have all this broader range of products, we believe we can definitely do it and be successful in that market as well.
Got it. Thank you.
It's also like our testing strategy. So we do a lot of testing with our marketing and things like that. So we can copy that strategy, although the results will be totally different.
All right. Okay. With that said, judges, please vote for Bubblydoo. Do what you do, and we'll move on to our next startup. Tuan, thank you very much for that presentation.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, next startup, if you stop share, we'll move to Salata. Are you ready? Are they on the call? Yes, they are. Going once.
Maybe she didn't hear you.
Okay, Salata, are you on the call to present?
Hi, I think number 4 was Fan Anywhere.
Yeah, we can go for number 4. Fan Anywhere. Fan Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's go with Fan Anywhere right here.
Wait, I will just share my screen. Okay, guys, are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Great. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Varun. I'm co-founder and CEO of Fan Anywhere. Fan Anywhere provides a domain-agnostic, no-code platform for brands to leverage the Web3 technology and engage with their fan base like never before. And we have a unique engage-to-earn model. We are also a Polygon Studios portfolio company. So what problem we are exactly trying to solve here? Now, most of the brands, they are looking to leverage, move from, say, Web 2 to Web 3. But this journey is not easy. It is very complicated. Mostly the landscape is very new. People are still experimenting. People don't have such kind of resources with them. If we talk about the smaller brands, a lot of bigger brands, they have already dipped their toes into that field because they have that kind of resources. But we mainly focus on, you can say, medium and the smaller brands who want to taste that. Second, like a lot, like NFTs, like if we speak about NFTs, last year was a crazy run for NFTs. But if you ask any normal people, they still see NFTs as like Rolex and Ferraris of the internet. They have only read about it that, okay, that NFT was sold for $1 million or something like that. But they don't know what is the utility of an NFT, how they can own an NFT, or even the bigger question is why they should own an NFT. So we provide brands with a complete strategy of what they should be doing with it, and also bringing in the engagement aspect of it. This is how exactly the engage-to-earn model works. So on our platform, a brand, they launch their NFT. To give you a perspective, like we are launching, say, 100 limited NFT for a brewery, and each NFT holder will get unlimited beer for lifetime at all their outlets. Now, this is the kind of NFT which a normal person would want to own. So this Brewery will launch NFT on our platform, or people will buy those NFTs. And then every secondary sale of the NFT, that will generate passive income for all the NFT holders, because that has a royalty aspect, which is executed through the smart contract. Now brands can run several engagement activities on the platform, like quiz, poll, feedback, review, surveys. And the more the people engage with those things, they charge their NFTs. They like empower that the weightage increases. So you can maximize your passive income through that. So apart from utility, you also get a passive income through that. Plus brands, they make a motivated exclusive group of community who are motivated to engage with the brand and give feedback, and they're motivated with the growth of the brand. These are just some of the brands which have already touched the NFT space. And this is our product suite. Like, we give a complete no-code NFT ecosystem. We give a utility claim plugin also, where some of the brands, they want to unlock utility on the existing Web2 platform. So we give that. We have engaged on platform. We have got our fanverse. It is a metaverse where brands can engage with their customers and fan base. This is our business model. So we charge 20% for the primary sale, and we charge 2% of the royalties for every secondary sale. We have a platform fee for onboarding to the brands, and in future we would be charging for advertisements in the brandverse. These are some of the native token utilities which we have, that you can stake tokens to get early access to NFTs. If you trade in FAW pair, you get discounts. Moving to that, yeah. So our product development is in the swing, and next month we are going to do our first drop. These are some of the onboarded brands. Like, we have onboarded a National Federation of Handball from Chile. We have breweries from Middle East, like multiple brands. This is the roadmap. Yeah, due to time, I'll just move fast. We have got good set of advisors on board with us. And we are using a Polygon as a layer 2 solution to keep the gas fees minimum. This is the tokenomics and bit on the fundraising part. So we are raising total 2.5 million, in which 460K is in the public raise. And we have already closed 1.5 million in the private round. So we have 600K allocation remaining till now. These are the token release schedule, and that's it. I think I'm a bit over time, but
yes. No worries, no worries. With that being said, Fan Anywhere, you already explained how much you're raising, what your business model is. Judges, do we have questions for Fan Anywhere? Please, judges from anywhere, please.
Go ahead, sir. Somebody had a question? Walk me through your product and your solution one more time, but briefly, please, not in very long ways.
So we provide a platform where brands can launch utility-based NFTs for the end users. And there is an engage to earn model for the end users, where they can do several engagement activities on our platform.
So it's a subscription model to your service?
No, there is a royalty through the smart contract for every secondary liquidity in the market. So we charge a percentage on the primary sale plus lifelong royalty for the secondary sale.
Thank you for that. And your present revenue level, what are you doing next year and the following year? What's your forecast on revenue, top line revenue?
Yeah, so this year we'll be launching like 25 brands, and for each brand, the primary, we will be getting a commission somewhere between average of 20K.
Give me the total number. Don't make me do the algebra, please.
Okay. So this year it will be 500K from the primary drops, and the next year we're targeting about 2 million.
Terrific. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And the prior investors, were these family and friends, angels, institutional investors?
No, they are mostly Web3 institutional investors.
Thank you.
It is like a group of investors. Yeah.
Well done. Good presentation.
All right. Any more questions? Anybody? Okay. One last question. What's your next goal? Where are you going?
Well, our next goal, because we have a lot of features in our mind, but this industry moves so fast that every 3 months the things are outdated. So we understand that. We have been active in this space for more than 5 years. So we understand that we need to be adaptable, we need to pivot when needed, and the team is capable of doing that.
What type of traction have you had with clients and onboarding clients and growth?
Yeah, so when we speak to brand today, like every brand wants to come to Web3, but they have mostly seen failure in the market till now because lots of brands they have already.
But how much has Fan Anywhere generated in terms of top line revenue and customer attraction?
Yeah, we have onboarded about 25 brands till now, but our first drop is next month.
Your first what?
First NFT drop. First NFT drop is next month.
Okay.
But we have 25 like brands which we say this year we'll be doing. We already have that in our pipeline. And these brands like National Federation of Handball from Chile. So like 6 national teams from Chile we have. We have got a e-commerce from Middle East. We have got a brewery from Asia. And as I said, we have like a good set of advisors like from Web3 as well as Web2 world.
What kind of revenue do you think you'll be at the end of 22?
About 500K.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Judges, don't forget to vote for Fan Anywhere so they can get somewhere. So, okay.
Thank you, everyone.
On to the next startup. And this time it really is Salata. So are you ready?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. I notice I'm the only woman and I have a very female story to tell, so I'm very curious to your thoughts. Love to hear your feedback. Can you see my screen? Okay, great, it's crashing. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the workforce is in a labor crunch as it's never seen before. And this is driven by women leaving the workplace. We are down 30 years in time with women in the paid workforce. And that's because women feel overwhelmed and mentally drained. The burnout gap between women and men has almost doubled. And the depressed mood has increased for women to 83% for only 36% for men. And this costs companies a lot of money. First of all, we know that when we have more women in leadership teams and more diversity in companies, the company profits are better. But also the burnout costs and the replacement cost of these women costs a lot of money. So we're talking here about a huge opportunity with a prospect of 6.7 trillion that companies are going to spend on well-being programs each year. But we need to make sure to address the unique needs of women, such as pregnancy, menopause, motherhood, female leadership, and more, with tailored meditation that include coaching, as this is an effective way to really solve this issue. Because the brain of a woman is different than that of a man, and a woman has a different hormonal balance. And that is why we introduced the Female Leadership app. It's a tailor-made solution to support women's mental well-being. And we optimize her value at work by boosting her confidence to deal with her personal and her professional challenges. So it's for the businesswoman who needs a boost of confidence working in a very system that's geared towards men, for the new mom that comes back to work after pregnancy and tries to find her work-life balance, or for the woman that is going into menopause. But very important to know is that we're also building this community of peer-to-peer support where she is supported by women that go through the same challenge. We got the Meditation Award of the Year. We've been mentioned by Sifted as an early stage startup to watch. On average, she feels 30% better after one meditation, and we score 4.9 out of 5 stars in the Apple Store ratings. So we're going after corporates with a subscription model. We're starting with KPMG and GE as our clients, and we have great companies lined up that we want to get as our clients, and we're talking with them to also get started with them this year so we can reach the 2 million mark in revenue. We want to grow to 432 million by 2027, and we're going to do that. I know this market pretty well. I have over 17 years in corporate experience. I also already 10 years immersed in the meditation and coaching field. I got more than 13 awards, and the last one was alongside of Jessica Alba, Jay Shetty, and Oprah Winfrey. But I have an amazing team besides me that is supporting me to make this dream come true. And we really want to become the leader in women's empowerment and retainment in the workforce so that she feels at home at work. We're raising 500K so that we can reach 300,000 monthly revenue by the end of this year. And that that will go to 2 key hires in sales and communication, but also to further develop the app that we have. So if you are interested to support these millions of women, please get in contact with us.
Okay, amazing. All right. With that said, you already answered how much you're looking to raise. Can you also still kind of get into your business model and where you want to go next?
Yes, so the business model is subscription. We have a meditation app and a community within there where the companies sign up to. We add also workshops to that. So they sign up to a package that they pay up front for the year. So the main challenge now is to grow quick. This market is very trendy, but also getting more saturated. So we want to keep this first mover advantage. There's no one else really in the field of supporting women in the business place. So we want to keep that advantage going.
All right. Gentlemen, do we have a question for Salata? Vincent.
Hi, I was just wondering in terms of market expansion, how much of an issue translating the app may be, because I assume that it's based on language, right?
Very good question. Yes. So right now, everything is in English. We're building one in Russian and Ukrainian to support women in the war. But for the rest, we're now having everything in English, but we're building like the new meditations are all created with an AI formulation. And so that means that we only need to translate the text and then can record everything through the AI. So for indeed, if you look into Germany, Italy, France, these markets need a local language. So we started now in English to first expand in English-speaking markets, and then we further expand our AI system so that we can then translate all the meditations that are all written out, and then they can be going into different languages.
Okay. Do you have any specific geographic market in mind, like priorities?
Yeah, so currently is the Netherlands, UK, and the US. That's the markets where and Middle East. So those are the areas where we're currently looking the most. Because as you say, when we go into Germany or France, we need to have different languages, and we first want to grow and have enough money to then translate everything. So English-speaking countries.
Thank you.
All right. Thomas, you had a question.
Yes, so my question is actually coming from kind of my corporate experience when I used to work for corporates in terms of the benefits provided by the company, which I guess your product is one of. I would, as let's say, from corporate point of view, would have, let's say, assuming that 50% of any workers or employees in the company are men and the other 50 are, let's say, female, yeah, just roughly. From corporate point of view, would it not mean that like half of the company is kind of left alone without this benefit? So is this something that you address, or you specifically have an idea how to kind of deal with corporates from this point of view?
Yeah, no, indeed. This is something that comes back from corporates because normally more than half is men. And so what we do is also offering this to the spouses or daughters of the men so that we don't want to exclude it. It's really not to make, so it's not like, oh, we want to only give this to women. We want to raise awareness also around this female taboo. So there's a lot around, a lot of women with menopause are sent home with a burnout. Nothing is that when a woman, like 25% of miscarriages, pregnancies are miscarriages. No one talks about this. And so there's a lot of a struggle for women around these topics. And what we want to do as well in the workshops is kind of opening up the discussion. And so we do give workshops that are for men and women, because often when we talk about top managers, their wives, maybe some of your wives are going through menopause, and there's not much spoken about even within the relationships. And so it's a very important way to create this awareness. Even a lot of doctors don't know much about menopause. So what we tell to corporates is please also offer this to the man so they can give it to spouses, they can give it to daughters, so they don't feel excluded. And also we invite them to some of the workshop, not in all, because some of the topics are really about a safe space where women can talk about their issues and men are just not the greatest there at that moment. But in other workshop, it's for all. So it's not excluding anyone.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I definitely would say, please leave your contact info in the chat, because I think this is a very, as you said yourself, a trending topic. So yeah, let's see what we can do.
Thank you. Thanks all.
All right. With that
And
said,
please don't hesitate to send me some feedback because I love to get some more male input. Thank you.
Okay, well, we have enough men over here to chime in, so I think we should be good. With that said, everybody, don't forget to vote for our one lady on this roster of startups. And with that said, we'll move on to the next startup, HoloLink. HoloLink, are you ready?
Yes, in just a second.
Okay.
There we go. You see my screen?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So you guys have probably all heard of the metaverse, a virtual world where we are apparently all gonna live in a couple of years, at least according to Mark Zuckerberg. But actually, there's a much bigger potential in adding a digital layer to the real world, which is known as augmented reality. But currently, creating AR is time-consuming, expensive, and requires people to download their own app, even though AR is probably the most powerful digital medium ever. And that's what we are changing with HoloLink, a drag-and-drop, intuitive, web-based, all-in-one platform that enables anyone to create their own interactive AI experiences and distribute them as web links instead of having to go through the app stores. What we're doing is essentially what WordPress did for websites, PowerPoint did for presentations. That's what HoloLink is aiming to do for augmented reality, which is a key part of the coming metaverse. So the way it works is we have built a web-based editor that is drag and drop with built-in collaboration, which makes it easy to create the experiences. And then in order to distribute them, this is done through the web browser. So in order to access it, you just open a web link and instantly you're in the AI experience, which could, for example, be a business card that is now much more interesting. So the reason why we're able to do this is because we have developed our own proprietary computer vision algorithm, and we're doing all the rendering and computing on device. And we have developed our own intuitive UI that enables for fast scaling through a product-led growth strategy. We're a team based out of Copenhagen, Denmark, with a strong technical foundation and more than 80 years of combined experience developing world-class software. Our place in the market is that we enable creation of interactive AR across any platform, so you don't need a specific hardware or a specific app installed. So our business model is straightforward B2B SaaS. We are selling both to agencies and commercial departments at a monthly price per team, and also to education systems where we sell annual licenses at a minimum of 1,000 students. So the AR market is estimated to be a $1 trillion market by 2030, and there's also solid growth, especially for AR in the education sector. Currently, we have more than 1,600 users from 80 different countries. Here are some of them, and we have also partnered with resellers in India, globally for Sumo, and also Skolan for Scandinavia, reaching over 1 million potential users. We are upcoming pilots with Holmris, a Danish supplier of office furniture, L'Oreal, and the largest Danish science center. Since we launched our commercial model, the increase in monthly signups has been 185%. And just in this week, we have signed on 143 new paying users through AppSumo. We're looking for $1 million. We already have $300,000 committed. And with this, we aim to build a commercial growth team, reach $300,000 ARR, 50,000 students using our platforms and 1,000 agencies, and enable anyone to create and access interactive augmented reality. So we are taking the world's most powerful digital medium yet and making that accessible to everyone for both creating and viewing these experiences. We hope you'll support us in this mission. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
All right, great presentation. With that said, you already answered the question, how much you guys are raising. Can you maybe again dive into what the business model is, and second, what's next for you guys? You're kind of on mute right now.
Yeah, sorry, classic. Even after years of pandemic. Now, business model. So we have two. One for B2B, where it's $59 per month for a team, and then they can buy additional projects at $20 per month. For education, it's $5 annually per student, and here we are selling to schools and municipalities with a minimum of 1,000 students. And we are already in contact with several municipalities about pilots and potential sales this year. So we are quite confident we can reach our goal of 50,000 students by the end of the year.
What's your runway on the $1 million? How long will that last?
That would last us about 12 months.
12 months. And then?
And then we're going to be raising a Series A to go and also into more markets. We've essentially built, the idea is that we've built the underlying technology, and then we just need to customize a bit of the UI and especially the marketing and communication. You could imagine making a software that enables students to learn in a classroom. There's not a lot of customization to be done to make employees learn on a weekend getaway, for example, learning about new products. So in that way, we believe we can scale to a lot of different industries, but we're starting with education and marketing because we believe that's where that's going to be the best beachhead for our business.
Are you raising in the US? Are you raising money in the USA?
Yeah, we actually, our main investor is US based, a business angel called Greg Moga. He sits on the advisory board of National Geographic and has done more than 40 different startup investments.
I encourage you to connect with the Danish Innovation Center in Palo Alto.
Yeah, actually, we already did that, and I think we talked there, Jordan, but it's been a while back.
All right. Well, I'll be in Denmark next month, so let's connect.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So what is your revenue right now?
Revenue right now is just short of $5,000 ARR.
5,000 ARR?
Yeah.
The pure revenue, Gary.
Got it.
Well, why aren't you going towards a usage-based revenue model?
Actually, quite a bit of our competitors is doing that. But first of all, the server architecture that we have done makes it much cheaper for us to serve these AI experiences with the browser, and we want to take advantage of that. So while our competitors, they charge per time an AI experience is loaded on the end user's smartphone, we give people infinite views on their experiences. So that's sort of like our commercial advantage. And the reason we are doing that is because we don't think it makes sense to essentially punish our users for making AI experiences that a lot of people access and view.
Okay. With that said, please vote for HoloLink, and then we'll go over to our next startup, which will be Axon J. Axon J, are you ready?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Let's share my screen. Here we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Sure.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm JP from Brussels, actually living more near Bruges than Brussels, but our headquarters is in Brussels. And we started a pre-seed company last September in self-machine learning. So who is ActionJ? Very simple. It's built out of two words. I'm an ornithologist and a econometrist, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I already had 4 startups that I sold successfully, all in the area of technology. We love birds and we love science, and we are looking into nature all over the place. So we connected the 2 words Axon and J to come a new company called ActionJ. So we are truly born in the year of the pandemic. So we have a total different view on how we are managing our team and what we are doing. And we're really building a next generation company. We have people from Ljubljana to Copenhagen, Stockholm, and to Porto. And we're working together in building a platform, a self-machine learning platform, in a new way of working together. We all know that due to the pandemic, there's a data drift, and it's all about, like producing data, and everything is producing data. I'm coming also from a data background, and we need to filter all out the true behavior. We are, like I said, a self-ML platform looking in a B2B area to true behavior of companies. So imagine, for instance, that you're saying, and that's like the hype today, I'm becoming a more sustainable company and I'm compensating and I'm planting 100,000 trees. Well, did you really plant them? So we're going to look at the behavior. And that means that in this data drift, that no data is also a signal. So we're looking in all those signals and bring them together to reveal the real behavior of companies. I'll show you in a minute how we're doing that. So we're having, of course, an elevator pitch. You all know what it is. And this is ours. ActionJ is an AI tech company that developed a trailblazing and unique self-machine learning platform, which reveals and predicts companies' true behavior in real time. So how do we do that? I'll try to be fast on that one. I could elaborate hours on this, but we built that platform based on analytical platforms, business platforms, and IT platforms. But the thing is that what we have over here is that we have self-machine learning. And what is self-machine learning? It's we are playing out the data scientist. We don't want that a data scientist is playing God anymore, because he's not a banker, he's not an HR specialist, he's not a marketing specialist, but you are, the customer is. So we are allowing the customer directly giving feedback like you do on Facebook, like, dislike, and this is altering the algorithms are sitting behind. So you have the data that is moving around on the market and revealing, like through signals, the behavior, but the customer is giving feedback at the same moment on that. So, and that is also a big element that is there. So, well, we're creating your own virtual data scientist, and like you don't need large data teams anymore because like it's all digested there. It's personalized. It's really self-machine learning, so it's supervised machine learning, but supervised not by the data scientist, by the customer. and it's built in a PaaS model. And by the way, self-ML, we even managed to trademark it. So how does this work? Very simple. Here we are looking at an HR. We work for the moment in 4 verticals: HR, finance and banking, sustainability, and marketing. And here you see the HR. Sorry, I'm already a little bit over time. I'm finishing off. Here you see how we monitor companies. So you monitor 1,500 companies, and you see it ranking most likely to hire to less likely to hire. You see the same with the positions, and you see the same with the job matches. And basically, you see one company over here, you see what the changes are, you see the info, you see the industry, you see the behavior, you see the social media behavior, etc., etc. And also you see the position. You could do the same with the positions on the market. You see everything what is going, and you see even the predictions on that. And you got the same when you upload your candidates. We even go looking for candidates, and you see we have this job over here, and we already matched 3 candidates from a database, and we do the same for the next month. And basically you just give feedback on that. Very simple. And yes, and I think we're a little bit long.
Running out of time. So we're gonna get to the main point. Briefly explain the business model, and second, how much are you raising?
Yes, so the business model, it's a platform as a service where you pay a subscription for it, and you choose a product. Like I said, you have HR product, you have finance and banking, and you have marketing and sustainability products on there. You choose one, and then you start interacting, and that's the subscription price. And we're looking for 5 million euros. We already raised 1.1 million in pre-seed. We're searching for 5 million by next year, in order to expand really pan-European wise and to enforce the next products that we're launching.
All right, awesome. Judges, what do we have for Exxon J?
What data sources are you using, and how do you connect to them?
Well, we're using millions of data sources, so that's a good question. I can give you nice lists of that, but this is changing all the time. But we're looking at official data publication of company sources like national banks. We're looking at social media. We're tapping into Twitter. We're tapping into LinkedIn. We're tapping into several social media data for us. We even use Twitch data. Yeah, so it's like a variety of data depending on the countries, depending on the geographics, of course.
All right, next question.
Do you have a minute to tell us about the financials, revenue to date, future revenue forecast, all that good stuff?
Yeah, so today we're building solutions in HR and in finance. So in HR, we're building, like you saw, with the solution which company is going to hire, which company is going to fire. We are looking at.
Give me dollars and cents or whatever.
Yeah. So today we have done 150,000 euro in turnover. So with customers in HR mostly, and we aiming to search for R&D customers in the 4 verticals that I named, and we're going to end up by the end of the year with more than 550,000 euro revenue. But this is
next year.
Sorry.
And the end of next year, sir?
No, end of this year. End of this year.
What about the following year, sir?
The following years, we then really going to commercialize the products, and we do times 4 every time. So with the current mode, but we're looking, of course, to raise money in order to accelerate this.
What's your forecast for 2023 for revenue?
Our forecast is more than 5 million euros.
Okay. And the following year?
It goes like very fast up, yes, times 2.
All right. Okay.
But I can share details models on that if you want.
Yeah, I think it might be good, JP, if you leave your info also in the chat. Everybody that's truly interested can connect. And judges, please vote for JP. He's doing an awesome job with HoloLink, with the Exxon J. So definitely let's give a shout out to JP. With that said, we're moving to our very last startup, which is Zortech. And Zortech, are you ready? Zortech, don't leave me hanging.
I'll do it for him.
Yes, I'm ready. Thanks. Just give me a minute for me to share my screen. All right. Yep.
Yes. Okay, and yes. There we go.
Yeah, just to give you a heads up, it's my first time pitching. I've never raised funding, but also realized that it's time for the company to scale, and for us to also look hard for other partners that can help deliver the mission and the vision of the company. Also in this attribute as well, I've also, as at yesterday, signed a new COO to come on board the company, and also a new CCO as well to come on board the company. We are an staffing and outsourcing company currently at the moment, located in Den Haag in the Netherlands, where we're operating from. And the mission of the company is to bridge the gap between Africa and the West, especially as globalizations continue. So what's the problem? The problem is that there's high rate of unemployment in Africa. There's a high amount of youth. I think 65% of some of the countries in Africa are under 25 years old. So these are a huge populations that are technologically inclined and ready to entrepreneurial, ready to work, excited and proactive. And these are population that could, if pointed in the right direction, could be an amazing opportunity for the global population, especially with digitalization that fuels globalization. And likewise, in Europe, for example, North America, we have seen a huge wave of shortage, especially in the digital landscape. So what do? We provide our staffing whereby we connect developers from Africa to either work remotely or on site or hybrid model. Whereas, let's say 1 month, every 6 months, they go to the site, to the client location and work in person, or outsourcing, whereby we do software development or cybersecurity packages. And then currently now we modernize our package, our offering into packages that we're selling to organizations to make it more scalable. In terms of audiences, competitions, we've got several competitions. Also, one of them is Andela, currently in the US market. They became a unicorn last year during the pandemic. Also the same structure, the same market. We're also engaging, they are also currently engaging from Africa to the West. We're also doing the same as well, but we have a strong focus to the EU market. Currently, we're at recurring revenue of 50K a month. And also we're slowly growing. At the moment, with this kind of revenue, I'm the only main person playing on the team, and the rest of the teams are located globally, mostly in Africa. But now I'm bringing 2 new C-level people on the team, so we can then do this even bigger. We've broken even in terms of revenue, sorry, in terms of expenses, and we are currently at a profit of about 10,000 euros a month, and we're hoping to grow furthermore. And also we are looking for a new investment of €500,000. So this investment will be going mostly into marketing and also completing the new platform we are hoping to deploy in September, which will be the next chapter of the company, because we started the company with we started the company as a manual kind of organizations, but then the future of the company is to become fully automated, but more in a whole different landscape. I'll be happy to share about the future with you if you have any questions regarding this. But in terms of the $500,000 spending, most of the spending will be going into advertisement. We already have a partnership with Google already, and also just to do a lot more of awareness, and also utilize a very small part as well to complete the platform and optimize the platform that we're building at the moment as well. Thanks, and please go ahead and ask me questions if you have any.
All right. Okay, thank you for that presentation. It's already clear you're raising 500K. You explained the business model. Judges, what do we have for Zart Tech?
This is Jordan. Well done. I'm hearing you 50,000 in top line revenue and 10,000 in profit. Did I hear you correctly, sir?
Yes, because also in terms of what's it called overhead cost, our overhead cost is quite low, so we're able to be easily profitable.
Perfect.
And through every engagement,
My question is 500K. What are we doing with the money, and what would that money achieve in terms of top line revenue? You're gonna go from 50K to what if you spend the 500,000 wisely?
We project to go from 50K to a minimum of about 150,000 euros in recurring. Actually, we don't really need funding, but if we don't go without funding, then we're going to be too slow, and we're afraid also our competitors will come up. And also, I also noticed some competitors are already pushing my employees. So, so I think with the right kind of funding, then we can really easily scale up. And also be able to hire more senior top executives as well to also come on board and help to grow the organizations alongside myself.
So you're going to triple your revenue, top line revenue, and assume your profit will triple, building a platform and so forth. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay.
And the next phase of the organization. Yep.
And your primary market for your customers is where?
It's Europe, because it's on the same time zone with Africa, and there's a huge scarcity in different countries. And also the market is slowly now becoming open to this kind of service because they have no other option.
Got it. Thank you for your time. Really well done. Congratulations on a great mission.
Thanks.
All right. Any other questions for Zart Tech?
You should poke Gary. Have him ask you a good question. He will have a good question for you if you poke him. Come on, Gary, come alive.
No, I'm here. I just like what you're doing. I think you're doing a great job. You know, it's interesting, and no, it's interesting. So in terms of questions, I don't have questions. In terms of runway, in terms of profitability, only thing I would say is that, you know, it is better to grow faster in circumstances, and a lot of times startups are a bit too conservative.
Yeah.
And so what you need to do is it's worth taking investment a lot of times to be able to really dominate a particular space.
So 2 questions, Gary, about his presentation. 1, how would an investor feel when the guy says, I don't really need money? And two, is he raising the right amount in your opinion?
Actually, it's a paradoxical effect. So it actually gets them excited. When you say, I don't really need money, but then on one side it opens it up, but then if you're going to say that, you got to follow it up with, but let me tell you what we're going to do with the money and why we want to really dominate this space. We want to have explosive growth. Let me talk about that. You got to create the story and enchant them.
I agree with Gary because it's like a reverse Jedi mind trick on the investor saying, why don't you want money? If you don't want money, I want to give you because this sounds really good.
Yeah, it's like saying, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So, you know, you got to a lot of the fundamental pieces. Now you just got to tighten the packaging up a bit.
All right. I think that this for a first time pitching, immediately using a Jedi mind trick on savvy, well-experienced investors. Sir, I think you did a phenomenal job.
Thanks. Good to hear that.
I doubt it was his first time. Another Jedi mind trick to make him look better, because I don't think that's his first time. But I'll go with
No, it's actually my first time. I almost wanted to send an email that I would not present because the rest of the guys were just so good. So, but then I think at some point I also need to break out of it and go for it regardless. Well, thanks for being very kind.
I'm going to call you Yoda Tech from now on, not Zart.
All right. With that being said, gentlemen, this was the last startup. You have 60 seconds to place your votes on these startups. Please vote and from there, the winner will get invited onto the next unicorn battle. So 60 seconds. Yeah, let them hear you the appreciation.
Excuse me, folks. Great presentation today, Guillaume. Great facilitation. Unfortunately, I have to depart. I've submitted my votes. I wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you guys again soon in another unicorn battle.
Yep. Bye-bye, Alvin.
Bye.
Alvin.
Bye, Alvin.
Take care. See you.
So while we're waiting for the votes, any input to the startups from the judges? Any pros, cons, pluses, minuses?
Well, as moderator, I would definitely say this one went very smooth with very minimal glitching of the presentations. We even had the first timer Zartek that used Jedi mind tricks on all of us. So from my end, definitely compliments to all of the startups. And I would definitely say stay motivated, stay inspired, and stay as driven as possible.
But you forgot one thing. May the force be with you.
Hey, there we go. See, I was setting it up. I
would say there's a second one. There is one where Yoda says, "Try not, do or do not."
Yeah.
This one might be more applicable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So we've got the results in. Judges, thank you very much for your time. Also very much for your feedback onto the startups. Please get connected, everybody. So the top three, here we go. At number 3, we've got Salata. So Salata, you are number 3. Can we at least give a nice emoticon in the chat with hands up for Salata? Okay, thumbs up. Second place, Bubblydoo. You guys definitely did it and doing it well. Yeah, leave those hands up in the chat. All right. Okay, as number 1, the one that blew everybody away, HoloLink. HoloLink, you became the winner of today's battle. All right. All right.
Ooh, thanks.
And with that being said, please stay inspired. I connected throughout the event with several of you guys. I think the judges as well. Please do not be fearful to connect with any of us. Jordan asked very, very, very interesting questions to everybody. So does all of these other judges. So they can only help you. So don't be fearful. So by all means, thank you very much for your time, startups and judges.
And sir, thank you for taking time to explain this. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Great.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. A nice
Great
to
and
meet you all.
successful event.
And bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.